And Steam, what's up, y'all? Just wanted to check in real quick. Little, not even debate, just seeing where you got and where you stand. I got my dogs with me. Shout out to my man Nate over there in the corner. On the bottom, we got Harry and Kareem. So it's been a little bit of debate, a little bit of discussion on who's going to go within the first couple of picks next year. You know, everyone's got McCaffrey. I'm just trying to. They made it years ago. But there's been a couple up for debate. I think Saquon is still right up there. I've heard a lot of Derrick Henry's. Gibbs is making a strong push for the top three. I think my boy Bijan is still left out, who is personally in my top three. But, just a little switch up because everybody I said has been running backs. I know Jamar Chase is up there. And then at the same time, I know Nate's going to have Jettas up there. Let's just get right into it. If anybody wants to kick it off, by all means, who's your top three going into next year, full PPR?
The floor is yours, Nate.
For me, I got, who do I have? I got JJ at 3. I got Henry at 2, and I got Saquon at 1. And it's just because of consistency for me. I want reliability and consistency. And we all know Saquon, now that he's got this new and improved line, injuries weren't a factor for him this year and last year, even though he was on the Giants. So he's showing sustainability and reliability. And the man can jump backwards and hurdle people. He's number 1 for me. So I got Saquon at 1. At 2, I got Derrick Henry easily because on that Ravens offense, it's just too easy of a pick not to, bro. Like, you have to worry about Lamar running and Derrick Henry running. It's just impossible to guard. And they run in the read option effectively. So easy number 2 pick for me. My third pick is a toss-up, and I just went for consistency because it's kind of hard to say now with Darnold being back to his Jets ways. It's kind of hard to see him doing well next year or even having a job in Minnesota next year. So it's a toss-up for me at 3, but if one thing I can say, Jettas has always proven that he can do it with any quarterback back there. So you could have Sam Darnold, Nick Mullins, Joshua Dobbs. You have anybody back there, and he's still going to put over 1,000 yards in the season, which is absurd to me. So I'm eager to see what Kevin O'Connell does next year at the quarterback position because if he sustains Darnold, he has 2 years. He has 2 years working with them, and honestly, bro, Kevin O'Connell's a quarterback guru, and he's making everybody look good. So I don't know what happened to Darnold his last game and the game before that. He's seeing ghosts. I don't know if y'all saw his eyeballs. I think everybody saw his eyeballs, how big they were. But that's my top 3. I don't know. I'm eager to hear what y'all boys got to say, though.
You guys want to go?
Yeah, I'll go, bro. Nate, that was really good. But not so fast, my friend. My number 3, I'm gonna go with Jamar Chase, my boy. I still think Jamar has a better year than JJ because it's the unknown for me, bro. I know who Jamar has as his quarterback next year. I don't know who JJ is gonna have as a quarterback next year. So for me, that's the only reason why I'm leaving JJ out. And speaking of JJ, his potential quarterback might be JJ McCarthy. I haven't seen anything from him, bro. I can't pick someone just off potential because they say he looks good in training camp. Cool. What does he look like in a real game, bro? Game talk's different. I don't want to hear this training camp practice nonsense. It's not the same thing. I don't want to hear that, bro. So because of that,
I don't even think they go with JJ McCarthy. Honestly, I think they bring in a vet. That's just me.
No, they picked him way too high for them not to play him. So, but that's another conversation for another day, right? So because of that, Justin Jefferson falls out my top 3. Boom. So you got Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, Triple Crown winner this year. We still got Burrow. They didn't make the playoffs. They got a chip on their shoulder. I think they're gonna ball out next year. I think they're gonna make the playoffs next year. They'll probably be a top 3 seed in my opinion. The defense will improve. So I think the Bengals they're back. They're back next year. So Jamar number 3. Right. My number 2 is going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. That boy is nice. We've seen what he can do by himself in that backfield. Granted, David Montgomery will be there with him next year. However, I think Coach Campbell is going to make a change with the splits, with the carries. I think he gives.
This nigga took all my arguments.
I think he gives Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he gives Jahmyr Gibbs more carries next year, and because of that, his draft stock goes up for fantasy football. Number 2, Jahmyr Gibbs. Number 1, Nate. You said it, Saquon, bro. I mean, how can you go against that? I was not a believer in Saquon this year. I'll be one of the first ones to say I didn't think he would have gone first round. Some people did pick him first round, and it panned out for them. And I'm not making that mistake next year. If I get the number 1 pick, that's my guy. I'm picking Saquon. He's back with the Eagles. He's in a long-term contract with them. The Eagles, they're only getting better. They always improve. That's a team that, I could just always trust to get better every year. So because of that, O-line probably gets better, meaning more holes for him to run through.
Don't they have the number 1 O-line in the league?
That I'm not sure. I don't know.
Pretty
But
sure
I don't know.
they're good. They're good.
I don't know if they have the number 1 O-line, but they have one thing that I don't think any other team in the league can possibly do, which is simply the fact that Hurts pulls up and he looks like he's going to tush push it for about a yard or two, and then they just go ahead and swap it out to Saquon, and he breaks out for the first down plus. Any other team is going to shift over to Saquon, but because of the tush push and how relevant it is, they're like, wow, let me go ahead and slide to Jalen real quickly.
You can't ignore it.
Yeah. So yeah, Saquon is my number 1, bro. So that's the reason why I would go with him. Obviously honorable mentions, Derrick Henry. That's a good one, Nate. I can see why you want to put him up in the top 3. But I just think those players have a lot more potential fantasy wise.
Real quick, best O-line as of January 15, 2025, Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, so there you go. And that's after losing Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
So
the lane's really nasty.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah. So it tells you everything you need to know that they will improve. And obviously depending on how their season ends this year. But we'll see. But I'm gonna let you go, Harry. Those are my top 3.
I mean, it's kind of hard to follow up after that. just to kind of start it off. I mean, I like the Derrick Henry pick, but my problem is we play in a PPR league, and running backs that can catch the ball is king, no matter how consistent Derrick Henry is. You know what I'm saying? Because he's due for a touchdown pretty much every day. I mean, every week, on a weekly basis. But if I have to kind of bank on him going for 175 yards on a weekly basis with a touchdown, I mean, that's just a lot to ask for in a long period of time. Whereas, every little dump pass is a point. So I want to get the guy that's more versatile in terms of the league that I'm playing in. So if this was a standard league, then Derrick Henry would probably be the number 2 pick. But because we play in a PPR league and not even a half PPR league, I just he's outside my top 4 or my top 3. But I pretty much have the same top 3 as Kareem, except I flip-flopped my two and number 3 pick. I'm taking Jamar Chase before I take Gibbs. That's just my opinion, and that's because I mean to Kareem's point, of course I think he's gonna get a lot more of the workload this year or next year because it makes sense. He's a monster. You got to feed the guy. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, again, for Kareem's point, just the Bengals are going to be nice next year. I think this is leaving a sour taste in their mouth. And if they don't come back with a vengeance next year, then it's going to look really bad. So I think Jamar Chase has another big year. And even though he kind of has a legit number 2 guy next to him, I think that kind of it works in his favor because you can't double him like you say, Nate. But yeah, I got Jahmyr Gibbs at number 3, and then Justin Jefferson falls out just because of the quarterback situation. Because we like to talk about Jamar Chase's numbers, and we credit that to obviously quarterback play. So in PPR, in a fantasy football league, I got to take that into account and go with a guy who has Burrow, whereas we don't know who the quarterback is on the other side. But that's my only difference from what Kareem said. I'll take Jamar Chase number 2 and Gibbs number 3, and then I'd probably go with Jettas right after and Derrick Henry. So
I think you guys are hyping up Bengals a little bit too much. I got to see what they do this offseason with that defense. To be calling them top 3 in the league next year is absurd to say because that defense is poopy.
Trash.
I mean, Nate, my thing is
he's had a garbage defense his whole career.
My thing is you can only go up.
Defense produces a great offense because they need to score to keep up with the points being scored on them.
Right. Yeah. But one thing we know is defense wins games and defense wins championships.
Yeah.
So it don't matter if they got to throw for 30 points in a game every game. That defense ain't holding up on that last drive. It don't matter who you are. You're still going to lose that game. So that's one thing. And number 2 is they still giving up hella sacks on Joe Burrow.
Got old on his ass, bro. Mm-hmm.
So when I it's hard for me I want the Bengals to do good because I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase. I think they're great players. I love T. Higgins. I love that whole team on offense. I don't love that team on defense. And I don't love that team's offensive line. And that's 2 of the most important critical positions in football because it's all won in the trenches. And if you're giving up hella sacks and you're giving up hella points, it's going to be hard to win any game. So that's my only thing about saying top 3 that they're going to be. The Bengals are going to be top 3.
I don't know about the top 3.
And Nate, mind you, the this year's sack leader was Trey Hendrickson on the Bengals. So it's the front line. Their front is good. They need help in the secondary and the linebacker position.
Yeah. They give up too many big plays, bro.
Yeah, they obviously can get to the quarterback, but if the secondary's ass, then the ball's coming out of his hand quick, and they can't hold up. So, yeah.
It's crazy when they're like, damn, we wish we had Eli Apple back.
Yo, that's crazy to think that.
I've played. Chill.
I mean, he's better than a lot of those dudes that they got,
Honestly, though, at this point.
So,
but
I'm actually interested. What does your top 3 look like?
I'm loving the fact that you guys both are going back and forth between the receivers because flat out, I don't have either one within my top 3. Definitely feel
number 3.
Huh?
You have Bijan number 3?
Nah, I don't have Bijan number 3 either.
Okay.
Definitely feel heavy about Jetta's everything that he can do and what he produces. Just like everything Kareem said, extremely nervous about what is going to be going forward in the future. Even though he is a for sure pick, he's guaranteed. He's a first rounder. He's not a top 3-er.
No.
When he had Kirk Cousins, bro, he was easily could have been 1. I'm not debating that.
He was 1 2 years ago. He was 1 2 years ago in everybody's league. Then it was Christian McCaffrey last year.
Yeah.
And this year it's not. It changes like that. But this time it wasn't based off his own performance. It was based off what's going around his surrounding cast. And it's too much for me to judge somebody on something that he has no control over. Granted, he's first round player without a doubt.
I just think it's real early for us to
just can't be in my
It's
top.
real early for us to have this conversation because we haven't seen all season moves. We don't
beyond
know what's going to happen in 6 months down the road.
That's what makes it so good because we don't know what's going to happen. I think Jetta's is an amazing 5
I don't think they go JJ McCarthy, to be completely honest with you. Yes, they drafted him high, but I think it's going to be like a Penix situation where he's going to probably get mid-season put in there. But I think just for security and just for healing purposes, they're going to go out and get a vet and ease McCarthy in because to come back from an ACL is hard, bro. It really is. It's especially at the quarterback position where we all are knowing these days it's more of a mobile league for quarterbacks than it is a traditional pocket passer. Nobody's getting the ball out in 2 seconds anymore, 3 seconds. It's all I'm trying to read my progressions and I'm getting out of the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
The defensive units are just way too fast these days, bro. So I don't think they are wholeheartedly in on McCarthy. That's why it's real hard to say. And I honestly think McCarthy's kind of all right. I mean, I wouldn't say he's good though.
But it's big thing, like Kareem said, we don't know. We just seen practice and we've heard what he's done.
Yeah, I don't like McCarthy to be
like games.
I don't like McCarthy in the beginning of the season. I really just don't think that happens. I think they get a vet. They go out there, probably get like a Russell Wilson, unfortunately, or somebody like that.
That was going to be my question. I was going to ask, what are the choices you think?
Aaron Rodgers potentially is the rumors.
I think he's going to Pittsburgh though, but Vikings would be the follow of
Russell.
Brett Favre. So
Yeah,
it would be Green Bay, the Jets, and Minnesota. It could happen, but I'm hearing around the league that he's going to go to Pittsburgh. So
I can't believe you.
if he plays another year.
Pittsburgh. I don't think Pittsburgh happens, Nate, because I think they're still either gonna try to re-sign Russ for maybe another year, or if they don't go that route, they have Justin Fields.
I think they'll keep trying to develop Fields.
They want to develop Fields, bro. And Fields is a mobile quarterback, like you said.
Yeah, I like Fields over
Fields.
Russ.
He can be better than Russ with the right coaching, in my opinion.
Exactly, I agree.
Tomlin is the right fucking coach.
Very high ceiling.
Very high ceiling. Does Pittsburgh want to go to Aaron Rodgers route? He's not mobile, bro. And
he's always hurt.
He's old. And he's old. Let's be real.
Well, I will say this about Aaron.
And on top of that, too, one thing Tomlin doesn't put up with is divas.
Yeah, but I feel like
everyone who left Pittsburgh and they crazy as fuck, but when they were in Pittsburgh, they walked that fine line when they didn't say anything.
I don't know, not AJ Brown, but Antonio Brown was crazy as heck.
And George Pickens.
Yeah, but when he was in Pittsburgh, he was catching touchdowns and he was going up for MVPs.
Right. I think Tomlin will put Aaron Rodgers in his place. But I will say this: if you look at Aaron's numbers this year, they were really good. He's passer rating of 90%, almost threw for 4,000 yards, had 25 touchdowns, 11 picks. It's not too bad. The only thing what made everything look bad was we had a terrible defense. It wasn't the consistency of the defense that it was 2-3 years ago. In those last 3 years, I should say, because they were good last year, the year before that, and the year before that. And that's where the hype was, because we were putting up 30 points a game, but we were losing by 3. And if you remember early on in the season, we were losing by field goals because our kicker was trash. So we had potentials to win. And if they did the statistic where if we changed it around from a 3-point loss, what the team's records would be, and the Jets would actually make the playoffs because we lost by that many games by 3 or less points. And most of them were missed kicks by our field goal kickers. But Aaron had brought us down the field and scored the touchdowns to take the lead, if you remember correctly this year. So I wouldn't say he's trash. I just say he wouldn't say he's mobile as much. And also to that point, early on in the season, I don't know if you guys remember, he got that weird tackle where his knee looked like it was gonna like a tear of an ACL, and he was suffering a hamstring injury from that tackle. So he was sustaining and playing through an injury for the first 8 weeks of the season. But I digress. Sorry.
No worries. But we're jumping way too much, which I actually do fuck with heavy. But to get back onto it just a little bit, completely different note against Kareem's point on why I'm Jamar Chase, I guess Harry's points as well, is every single point that they made. He's been with the same quarterback for how many years now? He's had his best season finally. What has really changed? If there's any big difference, they're going to sign somebody else as well. They're looking to give T. Higgins a massive contract. They're not going to pay the man and cut down his receptions. I agree with everything about the Bengals coming in hot, revenge, their chip on their shoulder. Their efficiency is going to be through the roof.
Definitely. I don't think they ever start hot, though. History says that they don't start rolling until October.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I don't know if Jefferson reaches this same cap again. I mean, Triple Crown, that's not something that gets done every season.
Chase, not Jefferson.
Chase, my bad. Shout out. Jefferson's coming. But I don't know if Chase gets this done again next season. This isn't something that's as common as, getting a triple-double in a basketball game. This is something that you have to put in the work consistently, and you have to consistently be in the right circumstances. What if next year they do some ramp changes upon not the offense, but the defensive wise, and their defense isn't as bad, and they're not getting 30 plus on them or whatever the case may have been. So they don't need to go out there and score 3-4 touchdowns a game. Chase's touchdowns drop, his receptions drop, his yards, his targets, all that goes down. I just don't see him producing higher, not even at the same level, higher than the level he's produced now.
We're playing what ifs, though. And if we could play that game, then we could say, what if Joe Burrow goes down next year?
But I'm not playing a what if. He's played in the league already for 4 years.
That point is good. I will give you that.
He's had the same quarterback, same aspects, same wide receiver too.
The
only difference now is they might get another player, or they're going to.
That's your what if, though. So you are playing a what if. That's what.
I mean, we all are. We don't, like you said earlier, we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
It's super early. But
Right.
that's just why I personally don't want him at the 3 spot. I don't think he's going to be that good again next year. I could definitely be wrong 100%.
Who do you think is the best receiver next year then? If it's not Chase or if it's not Justin Jefferson, who do you got? I know it's not a top 3. I know you got 3 running backs. But if you got to choose a receiver and you're not saying it's going to be Chase nor Jefferson, then who do you got?
See, that's the thing is I didn't say it wouldn't be Chase. I just said it wouldn't be to this level.
Yeah, Danny, I agree with that. So I agreed with a lot of your points. My thing is like I still think he's going to be statistically and for fantasy purposes probably the best wide receiver in the league, and I don't need him to be the triple crown for him to be in my top 3. I don't.
Yeah, triple crown is come on, bro. That's in a bar like way too high. It doesn't happen every year. Like as you
that's my point.
He's still gonna ball out, bro. It's not like he's gonna go from triple crown to bum with over a year.
I definitely agree with you. So my 3, I think all 1 have had great seasons, 2 still have potential to do better. At my 3rd spot, I actually have Gibbs. We already know Gibbs is an absolute monster. Look at the production that he's done, the longevity. He's going to be there the entire season because he shares with Montgomery. Everything he did with Montgomery, this playoffs has proven, just like Kareem said, he's getting more work. It's a fact. He's going to go up and play. At the number 2 spot, and I'm the crazy one, I am taking Bijan Robinson. Bijan is going to, make that face, Kareem. Bijan is going to go up, bro. His potential has not been capped. He's going to see more workload. And especially now with the quarterback switch, Penix is trash. What is he?
You what? You think he's trash?
You're tripping. He ain't
trash. I would have gone with you on that if you would have said that they would have done the read option because Penix is
he's not going to push the ball. The first option is going to be through Bijan, whether it's a dump, a screen, a run, a pitch. It's not. What I'm saying is Penix is not going to lead the offense. It will flow through Robinson in whatever sort of way. Bijan is the focal point if that offense moves. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. He's gonna be the first option every single week. But I think the quarterback situation helps Bijan's stock. Like,
he's gonna get a million dump passes now.
Stock. I think Penix is good enough to where we see a ridiculous Bijan Robinson next year. I mean, look what Bijan has done. The last 3 weeks that he's had Penix, right?
Yeah, but Penix hasn't played good at all. Those are my points.
Bro, what games are you watching? He was making some pretty good passes out there.
Penix looked pretty good.
I have to look at that last one then because when I remember Penix getting back, he looked trash.
Yeah, just like you said, Danny. Like because the dump pass is going to be there to Bijan and the run game is going to be there. His job's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah.
I also think everybody's going to know that the offense is going to run through Robinson, especially if they have Penix back there next year. So I don't think it'll be as easy for Bijan to go off. That's why he's not in my top 3. Because just like you said, everybody's going to know.
He's going to have such a workload, and he's so good offensively. He's going to break them, bro. Yeah, maybe his efficiency will go down 100%. I don't think it's going to be what it was or what it probably could have been per se, but he's gonna reach a capping point. You know what I mean?
I think so, bro.
There's only so many times that they're gonna throw a blitz at him or something, and he's not gonna break out into the secondary and then take it to the home.
Yeah, I like it.
And then easiest number 1 pick, we all got Saquon. There's no debate upon that whatsoever. We all just had differences between the other 2, so I was just curious upon that. It was a good little back and forth between y'all. Before we head out, though, random super question, and I actually saw this earlier, and somebody was talking about a wide receiver status. Who do you guys think is the best rookie wide receiver?
This year?
Brian Thomas Jr.
I love it.
Oh, damn. Ooh.
I don't know the numbers. I would have to look them all up. But I
don't even know who was a rookie this year, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who the rookies were for the receiving class this year.
The only 3 that were of note were supposedly the best of all time. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Trash.
He didn't have the year that we thought he was gonna have.
Bro, he didn't have a good year. Period.
Kyler's cheeks, bro.
Yeah, he is.
But shout out to Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, that's a good rookie.
And
He just
then
had nobody throwing him the ball, and he still balled.
multiple times too, because they switched up like three quarterbacks.
Hey, Lad McConkey.
That was the next one.
Oh,
Bro, that kid is good.
That was raw.
Yo, Malik Neighbors, what's up?
Danny said that.
He said
Oh, my bad. No, but okay,
Yeah, no, keep the hype, baby. Keep the hype. Yeah.
I'm like, damn. Okay, never mind. They had a decent receiving class this year, a rookie receiving class. Keon Coleman, I think he's gonna get better.
He was all right. I wanted him to be better. I like the kid's personality.
Yeah, for sure. Receiving class this
He
year
was hurt this year too, though. Don't forget.
I did.
He was. Lad McConkey. Hey, who was the best rookie tight end this year?
Come on now, bro.
Brock Bowers, bro.
Yeah, he might take that ever at this point. If he keeps going the way he's going, it's.
All I know is you got to remember there's always that sophomore slump. They got tape on you. Look what happened to CJ Stroud, bro. I tried to tell y'all boys that last year. Y'all on the CJ train.
Him the ball. His efficiency should be there, but it's all on Aiden McConnell because they're not going to lock him up. There's no way.
Aiden's not bad, bro. I don't think Aiden's a bad quarterback.
He's not going to do anything.
Aiden O'Connell
from the Raiders.
Yeah. I don't think he's a bad quarterback, bro. Like I think he's young. He doesn't have the coaching like to develop him as a quarterback. But you got to think, man, you're throwing some kid out there with no coaching, with a booty ass team, doesn't really have a receiving core because Devontae's gone. So who does that leave you with, bro? So
Jacoby Myers,
bro.
I actually like Aiden, bro, and I want to see more from him under the right circumstances before I can say he's no good.
He's like a Gardner Minshew, in my opinion.
I like Gardner Minshew, though.
Early in Gardner's career, I liked him, bro.
Early in his career, he was
right,
bro.
Exactly.
When he was in Jacksonville,
I
was a huge Gardner fan. I can't even front.
I agree.
Everybody was.
They were like Trevor Lawrence. I'm like, who the fuck's that? Nah, they got Gardner. Come on now.
Man,
but
I don't want to hear shit about Trevor Lawrence no more, bro. Buns.
That hype was real bad.
The Jaguars got big decisions to make this offseason, bro.
Boy, it was booty.
So do the Dolphins.
Y'all boys want Tua back or what's up?
Nah, man.
You're talking to the wrong people. Darren's not in this.
Yeah. You need to go ask Darren that question. All of us.
At this point, you want Tua for Rodgers? Nah, I don't even want Rodgers either, though.
I'd take him.
Bro, like I said, bro, the Dolphins are going to go into purgatory for the next 10 years.
You already been in purgatory, bro. You guys haven't won a playoff game since 2000.
I wouldn't say that because last year we were up, bro. Last year we were up.
You guys were up against booty teams. That's what y'all were up against. I think you guys won 5 games against teams that are over 500, bro.
Well, no, less. I think it's
2 years.
Yeah, I think
you guys haven't won.
Okay, 2 years sounds about right. In 2 years, that sounds about right.
Bro, the Detroit Lions just won a playoff game before y'all, bro. Like the only team that
it would have been last week if they didn't have the bye.
For that duration is the Raiders and the Dolphins are the only 2 teams since the year 2000.
The Dolphins has been 24 years. The Raiders has been 22 years.
Wow,
that's insane.
So right now we're number 1.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins, number 1 and not winning playoff games.
Dolphins are dog shit, bro. I was telling Harry, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna retire my Dolphins fandom for the next 10 years. I'm going
the same about the Jets,
baby. I'm taking my talents to Tampa.
That's a good one.
I thought you were going back to Dallas.
No, wasn't it New England? Wasn't he a Patriots fan?
Oh, that's right. He was a Patriot. I don't know.
Boston, bro.
That was because of Brady. I was a Brady fan.
My dog Kareem gets stationed somewhere else, and he's like, "I'm a fan. Y'all winning? Oh yeah, I'm a fan." They're like, "Yo, you're only here for 2 weeks. It's okay. I'm a fan."
What wasn't that what Kareem said about me? He was like, "Oh, you lived in Florida too long. You can't be a New York fan. You have to be a Miami fan because you lived here longer, or a Florida fan because you lived here longer." Kareem, same's about to be said about you in Dallas, bro. We ain't gonna be able to hold that Dolphins title no more.
I don't live in.
If anything, I'd be a Texans fan.
For real, I'd be a Texans fan.
Yeah, sure.
Fan. That's for sure.
Okay.
No, last week neither one of them would have been Texan fans.
Bro, I'm gonna go and root for the Buccaneers because I mean I got a house in Tampa, like I got roots in Tampa, so it makes sense, bro. It all makes sense.
Hey, you guys heard it here first. He is switching his fandom from the Dolphins to the Bucks. I'm switching my fandom from the Jets to just being fans of players, bro. Fuck this team, man.
For real, bro. I just want to
that-
defend the player, not the team, dog.
That's why we play fantasy.
Yeah, that's it, bro. I'm
Honestly.
done. I'm done with the Jets, bro. They're dumb. Our owner's an idiot. Until we get a new owner, I
Bro,
will be no longer on the sidelines.
the Bills are gonna own the AFC East like the Patriots own the AFC East for the last like 20 years. Now it's gonna be the Bills' turn, bro, because Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots dog shit for the next I don't know how long, bro. So
Gosh. Well, they got Vrabel over there, and they got Drake May. So who knows?
I mean, we'll see what the Pats do. If anything, they'll be second every year. But
I was just about to say the only thing that'll change is
Jets
if anything,
last.
the Dolphins will drop another rank.
Jets will be last as always. Bums.
The
Freaking
Dolphins-
bums.
We'll
The Dolphins-
be right ahead of you with the same record, but that one game.
Bro, the Dolphins and the Jets are eventually gonna have to clean house, bro. They're gonna have to just get rid of everyone, dog.
No, we already did. We got rid of our GM and our coach.
No, but y'all still got Devontae, y'all got Garrett Wilson, y'all still got Rodgers. I'm talking about y'all need to get rid of all them people. Like rebuild.
Well, Garrett Wilson still has value. You guys need to figure out what you're doing
Trade
with
him
Garrett.
now.
We need a better offensive coordinator is what we need, bro, because we're just doing some booty-ass plays, bro.
Take out coordinator, and you're right. You need a better offense.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Imagine if Mike McDaniel didn't throw screens every play, bro.
He running a college football offensive play scheme, bro.
My dog said, run the veer.
Hey, yo, pack his ass up, bro. Pack his ass up. He gone, bro. He need to be gone.
You guys think you got rid of Mike McDaniels this year?
Yeah. Oh, he needs to go. He's a bum.
Dang, Curry.
It's rough to say, bro. It's rough to say. I think he's been figured out. To be honest, I think this is a make or break year.
Yeah,
so you think you keep him this year?
I think we keep him one more. He had a good year. He had a bad year. I think we keep him one more just to see what happens. But I think he's been figured out.
Oh, if next year, well, when we don't make the playoffs next year, he's gone.
Yeah, if next year we don't make the playoffs again, he has to go.
Yeah, and it ain't if, Papa. If when we don't make the playoffs next year, it ain't no if. When the Jets and the Dolphins are both in Cancun by week 17.
Man, we were in Cancun week 8. Shit. The hell? The first team eliminated.
Oh shit!
I
just realized maybe that's why my back is so tight. I was the only one who didn't go to Cancun here.
Fuck you.
Hey, you know who
he's talking about fantasy.
Go to Cancun prematurely?
He's talking fantasy. Yeah, that boy was talking a lot of hype in the chat. That boy.
This is every year, dog. Every year, Harry swears he's got the best team.
You said everybody says the same shit.
No. You talking the most shit.
No, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Harry's just like Hurricanes, bro.
You said you had the best team. And that's why I took all your players.
Until
I had the best team.
Until I got injured.
All right, yo, hey, hold on 1 second. Hands team, we getting into fantasy talks now, so I don't know where this is gonna ride. So I'm gonna cut this recording right here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You already know the top 3 is gonna be Saquon, Bijan, maybe Chase. Who knows? These guys are convincing. He's not gonna do it again though.
Like Gibbs over Bijan.
Gibbs, Papa, Gibbs.
Fine, okay, fine. Then I guess we're gonna go Saquon, Gibbs, Bijan. Unanimous decision here. You guys heard it first. But I appreciate y'all, boys. Nate, Harry, Kareem. Thank y'all again. Hands team, we are out. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Deuces, baby.
Peace.